Hola clase. Let's talk shoe verbs, or as they're sometimes called, stem changing verbs. We're going to call them los verbos de zapato. Shoe verbs. Oh, whoops, sorry. There we go. Los verbos de zapato, shoe verbs. In this case, we are going to start with ones that change E to IE. And I'll explain what that means in a second. So, stem changing verbs have regular AR, ER, and IR present tense endings. Everything that you're used to seeing is still the same. The only difference is that E to IE stem changing verbs, the E of the stem changes to an IE in all forms except nosotros and vosotros. Let's do an example. Querer. Querer. The verb for to want. So this part is what we call the stem. Hence, stem changing verbs. So in this case, the E is going to change to an IE in all forms except nosotros and vosotros. For example, QU, E changes to IE, so instead of E, it's now IE. Keep the R in there, and its appropriate ending for the yo form is an O. So, quiero is I want. Okay? To form. Quieres. Quieres. You want. Ella, usted. Quiere. Quiere. He, she, you formal one. And then en la forma de ellos, ellas y ustedes es quieren. Now I skipped over here because I wanted to show you los verbos de zapato solo cambian en el zapato. The shoe verbs only change in the shoe. Los verbos de zapato solo cambian en el zapato. En la forma de nosotros y vosotros es no cambian. It doesn't change. Queremos, queremos, we want. And quereis, queréis, y'all want. Okay? Los verbos de zapato en E to IE. Only changes in the shoe. All right. Let's see. You already know 5 verbs, no, 6 verbs from your vocabulary sheet that are E to IE stem changing verbs. I am going to make a list now of a few more that you might see in the future that you might also want to know that are E to IE stem changing. So I'll put this on the back. These are E to IE stem changing verbs. Tener, which we know is E to IE, which means to have. Querer, we just did. To want. Venir, to come. To come. Empezar, which is on your vocab sheet, I believe. To begin or start. Comenzar, which actually means the exact same thing. Comenzar significa to begin or start. Cerrar, to close. Entender, to understand. Pensar, to think. Oops, that's an N. Perder, to lose. Preferir, which is on your vocab sheet. To prefer. And then the last one, I'm not worried about that one. That's the list. So if you ever see these verbs in the real world, you need to know that they're E to IE stem changing. So I would suggest maybe memorizing this list so that you know how to conjugate it when you come across it. Let's go through and underline, or I wonder if I could highlight on this. Oh. You can highlight on this. I'm going to highlight the ones, the part that changes. So this E will change. Oh, that's bad. This E will change. This E will change. This E will change. This E will change. This E. That E, that E, that E, and this E. So most of them are self-explanatory. It's usually the only E that's in the stem. In the case of preferir, there's 2 E's in the stem. The rule is that it's always the next to last syllable that changes. So in this case, preferir is 3 syllables. The next to last one is preferir, and that's the one that will change. Okay, so make sure that we're not looking at the ending. That's going to change when you conjugate. You have to look at the stem for stem changing verbs. All right, hasta mañana.